Hi students, in this session we will learn about cross pollination. In your last session you learned sexual reproduction in angiosperms, which is carried out because of pollination. In that you learned self pollination and cross pollination. Now we will understand what about cross pollination, how it takes place, also called as cross fertilization. The process of cross pollination requires pollinators as agents that carry or move the pollen grains from the anther to the receptive part of the carpel. Insects are the chief pollinators and show various types of intimate relationship with the flower they visit. Some of the insects which help in pollination are bees, flies, wasps, moths, and beetles. They are showy or brightly colored flowers. Means these insects are attracted by showy or brightly colored flowers. The small flowers become conspicuous by their grouping. Where petals are not conspicuous, other parts become showy. Most insect pollinated flowers have a landing platform. In many cases, special markings occur on the petals for guiding the insect to nectar glands. They are called honey or nectar guides. Edible pollens are produced by Rosa, then Magnolia, Clematis. Some plants have special adaptations for the insect visitor to help in cross pollination. Now I think you understood. In this picture, honeybee is mainly responsible for the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower of another plant of same or different species. So then we will understand once again cross pollination is what happens when each gamete comes from different varieties within a plant species. Cross pollination also called cross fertilization. For example, male pollen from a gala apple tree variety will reach a flower on a neighboring golden delicious apple tree variety and fertilize it. This almost always happens between two different varieties of the same species. In rare occasions, two plants that are more distantly related might also successfully cross pollinate. This is called hybridization. Then, what are the advantages of cross pollination? The offsprings are healthier. Whatever newly formed offsprings, they are healthier. The seeds are produced in large number and are more viable, means they can sustain for a long time. The seeds develop and germinate properly and grow into better plants. Results in new varieties. This cross pollination results in new varieties because cross pollination can be carried out between two different varieties of the same species or even two species. Now we discussed about viable, means seeds are more viable, good, healthy, and resistant to diseases and pest drought. Progenies are healthier and productivity is higher. They grow vigorously under different agrochemical condition, or you may call agronomical conditions. Due to mixing of character, new plant exhibit variation and produce new varieties. These are all advantages of cross pollination. And also, you might have seen some disadvantages of cross pollination, which are those: it is not always certain as a pollinating agent is always required. You understood? Pollinators are always required, and it may or may not be available at the suitable time. Pollen grains have to be produced in abundance to ensure chances of pollination. This results in a lot of wastage of pollen. It is uneconomical for plants as they have to produce flowers that are large, perfumed, and with nectar to attract insects. Do you understand about the disadvantages of cross pollination? External agency is involved, so the chance factor is always there. If a pollinator is visiting, then only possibility of pollination. Large amount of pollen grains are wasted in this way. Then if the flowers are perfumed with nectar and large, then only they can attract insects. Otherwise, pollination is not possible. So these are all disadvantages which makes cross pollination somewhat demerited. Thank you.